It's a semi-beautiful day outside. Let's go take the bike out for a spin. But first, a quick update on the Ninja. I got some track fairings for it already, but they don't quite fit. These are for an RS660, and I'm gonna have to find a way to make this work. But I bought it locally for pretty cheap, so it's hard to complain. Let me show you guys a piece so you guys aren't complaining. There you go. Hopefully we can get these fairings to work. I got it on the battery tender this time. Alright, let's get a cold start. Perfect, perfect. Don't give me any trouble, Aprilia. If you run a lithium battery, you definitely got to keep the battery on a tender. Lithium does not like cold weather. Oh, what a beautiful day. Welcome back to another vlog. Here we go. I know a couple of you guys are getting offended that I'm making fun of your favorite motovloggers. So today, we're not going to clown on anybody. You freaking babies. I wanted to start this video by thanking everybody for their support. If you're from the shorts, if you're from TikTok, hey, welcome to the main channel. YouTube Shorts is about to start paying for regular ad revenue, so I am going to be making YouTube Shorts again. Like actual short form videos instead of just, oh, here's this music of me riding and revving. No, useful stuff. When I decided to come back to YouTube, I really wanted to come back and give some really valuable content for you guys. I didn't want to just do like these selfish vlogs where I go and get coffee and I mess around with my friends and I ran up by like, I don't know, that's not really useful for somebody like me. And I figured you guys might want some really useful information. And sometimes random idiots come in the comment section and they just piss me off, man. Woo, we gotta stop and get gas first. How much? Oh, $4.64. Pretty decent for a shell. Oh gosh, starting to come up. That's good. Alright, topic of today's ride. Are Superbikes as good as they're gonna get? I mean, look at this bike, for example. Over 200 horsepower, full electronic suspension. You got forged wheels. It's got a few carbon fiber bits and pieces. It has the winglets, and it sounds incredible, man. But my bike is the 2020, and for 2021, they flipped the swing arm around. They gave it a little bit more bore, so it's a true 1099cc now. They gave it new fairings and LEDs everywhere. There's a new dash, but it's still TFT or LCD or whatever the hell. Just a little bit bigger, but overall, the changes from 2020 to 2021, not that significant, fam. Look what happened to the BMW. 2020 was a brand new bike, and 2023, they added winglets, and they updated the same bike. There was a few small changes that were necessary for the bike to be competitive in World Superbike. But again, new fairings, winglets, and essentially the same bike. Now, I'm not even sure who the hell did the winglets first. I want to say it was Aprilia with the RSV4 RFLE, and I think that was in 2018 that it came out. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know another bike that had winglets before that bike. But now, all the Superbikes come with winglets. The Panigale, the CBR is a little bit more subtle with theirs, but those are winglets. Does Kawasaki have winglets? I'm not sure. The new one? I think their winglets are in the headlight. Suzuki may not have winglets, but Suzuki hasn't changed their bike. God, and I don't know how long. It's pretty much been the same chassis and the same bike. Now, let's talk about the R1M real quick, because I always say this. The R1M is basically an R1, same exact motor, same exact, a lot of things. The differences are the carbon fiber fairings, the electronic Olin suspension, and maybe the data logger. They give you a number for it to make it a limited edition, but come on, man, it's not that limited. There's a crap ton of R1Ms out there. In fact, there's probably a more limited number of this exact bike, the 2020 RSV4, with these old school headlights and the new school electronic suspension, than there is of the 20 whatever R1M. But the R1M is really not that special, guys. I owned an R1M and an R1, and I know if I could do it all over again, I would just pick up an R1, get manual suspension, and I'd buy forged wheels. What's funny is the R1 and the R1M have the same exact magnesium wheels. It's not like the RSV4 1100 factory versus the regular RSV4 where it's like cast wheels versus forged wheels, or even the Panigale V4S to the Panigale V4. The R1M is just the overhyped R1. I personally would rather take forged wheels on the R1M over carbon fiber bullshit any day. Carbon fiber fairings add nothing in terms of performance, but lightweight wheels and unsprung weight is huge. You won't feel that difference in a straight line, but from side to side, holy cow, man. Something I talk about all the time. You guys know that. I remember a time when motorcycles didn't come with quick shifters and you had to shift it quickly on your own by flicking the clutch or a combination of clutch and throttle. Today, it's like if you don't have a quick shifter and auto blipper, like, what are you doing, Kawasaki? I feel like the standard for motorcycles, sport bikes, super bikes have gotten so high. It's like, what else can they offer us? BMW's got the heated grips, the navigation. We got things like lean angle indicators. ABS actually was a great feature that came out in the CBR. Not great for the track, but great for street riding. This bike actually has cruise control. I have no idea how to use it though. It's almost like these little novelty pieces that they just kind of add on and then they call it new. Like, here's these new features, and then these magazine journalists write about them and they're like, this is so cool. When in reality, who actually needs or wants to use cruise control on a freaking superbike? Who needs turn-by-turn navigation on a superbike? I don't think these are for commuting, man. They might be for motovlogging, but I have no destination to get to. I'm just trying to go get coffee. Can they make these things safer, maybe? I'm not sure. How much power do you need, right? They put 200 horsepower in these things, and then they load it with electronics because they know it's too much freaking power. But in a world where bikers, especially nowadays, we just want the new, latest, and greatest, how long can they keep this up? I feel like the 650 Ebs of the world are going to have to eventually create substance in their content. It's always like, I just got the new, or I bought this, taking delivery of my f***ing dildo. And that's part of the reason when I came back, it's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go buy a bike and be another one of those fucking people who, that is my content. I buy new bikes, I put shit on them, and then I don't know what I get out of it, but that is the cool thing to do. It's so fucking stale, man. It's so stale. Turned me off from motovlogging in general and consuming motovlogging content. And it's not like I don't respect these creators. It's just like, dude, pick up a book on riding. Pick up a book on, like, I sound like an old fucking angry man, and I probably am. I probably am. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be dry. It looked dry from my house. Shit. It's kind of clear down there though, so we'll see. It's not raining, it's just kind of like sprinkling, but everything's still wet. It's annoying as hell. Woo! Yeehaw! You want to become a really good rider? Go ride in really crappy weather. Do that a bunch of times. And when it's dry, you're good. Whew. About that time for coffee. I love this little overpass, man. It opens up into such a nice view. Look at that. Look at the water. My gosh, look how beautiful that is. Woo! Man, I love coming out here. I haven't brought a bike out here in a long time, man. Thank you guys again so much, man, for watching these videos. You guys are making me enjoy riding again. And part of the reason I interact so much with y'all is because that's all I ever wanted. I love talking motorcycles with people. And also, I don't like create content just to get views. I create content to get your guys' opinions. A lot of the times I'm not arguing with you unless you're telling me I'm wrong, because a lot of the information that I get is not from me. So really, you're not telling me I'm wrong, you're telling experts that they're wrong. I made a video about going wide and how to correct it. Everybody's like, that's wrong, you don't hit the throttle. So-and-so from Champ School or whatever the hell said this, R equals blah blah blah. And I think they are confusing that with trail braking. You compress the front end using the front brake coming into a corner in order to decrease wheelbase. That decreased wheelbase will give you a tighter turn radius. Yes, but when you're in the middle of that turn and you start drifting wide, you don't want to hit your brakes. And this information is not from me. I've experienced this, and this is what I do. This is from a guy named Keith Code. This guy founded the California Superbike School, arguably one of the best motorcycle tracking instructors in the world. Wrote like 2 or 3 damn books about it, and his concept, it does work. In the middle of a corner, when you're turning and you start drifting wide, give it more throttle. That'll bring the bike back in more. You can lean a little bit more, or you can do a little bit of counter steer. But of course, some guru that they found on freaking YouTube or whatever says the other thing, and they just confuse it with like different concepts. It's annoying, but I guess it's part of the game, right? It actually doesn't bother me as much as I say it does. I don't know, it's kind of cute. Woo, look at that view, bro. Oh my god. Good old Ruston Way, baby. Look at this. When I first moved out here, none of this was out here, man. It's crazy how much they've developed. Oh yeah, appreciation post. Look at that water dripping, bro. Whoosh. I'm gonna have to give this bike a bath eventually if I keep riding out here. Are you guys like clean freaks with your motorcycles? I used to be, and then one day I just stopped giving a shit. Man, look at this. Look at this fucking thing. Gee whiz. Appreciation time. RSV4 1100 factory. Like, how much more can they really do to this bike? We got the new Panigale that everybody's jizzing about. 230 or 40 horse. Like, god, dude. I love you guys that come in and like, hey, that's the best bike in the world. And like, when I call something like the best bike, you'll come in with like H2R, Pentagon, and I'm just like, bitch, you're never gonna own that bike. Calm down, bro. Oh my god. This thing fogs up, dude. Every time that centerpiece fogs up. Shit's annoying. Beautiful bike though, beautiful bike. Should I take the key? I usually just leave the key here. I guess I shouldn't do that. Lock it up and get some coffee, fam. Let's do it. Woo! It is coming down, fam. Look how dark that shit got, man. Golly. Woo! You guys smell that exhaust? Maybe I'm just getting old, but I don't know who needs a louder bike than this. It's already pretty damn loud too. Shit. You know what motorcycles are getting better though? The middleweights, man. The middleweights almost have the same exact technology that the Superbikes have. I think the only thing we're not seeing is electronic suspension. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments below. But damn, man. Middleweights have like quick shifters, auto blippers. Some of them may even have cruise control. Those middleweights are definitely improving, and I think it's fun to see. It's too bad they got rid of the R6. Supposedly there's a new R9 coming out. I'm not that excited about it. I wish it would use the old R6 frame, the Delta box frame. The R6 itself is just a pure weapon. I'm still definitely on the lookout for one, but for now, I'm having a lot of fun with the RSV4. I'm getting more comfortable riding out here in the wet too. Like I said, the more you ride in shitty weather, the better rider you become. You know what's crazy though? As good as these bikes get, the more technology that they stuff in them, the more power they stuff in them, the more features they add. These bikes also get more and more expensive every freaking year, man. Holy cannoli. Remember when Superbikes, the flagships were like $15,000? Now the flagships are like $25,000, $30,000, man. It's crazy to think that we're spending that kind of money to ride these bikes that we'll never fully utilize on the street or at the track. It's weird, man. Superbikes have hit their peak in my opinion, and I don't think there's anything more that they can add to these things that'll make me like, damn, that's cool. because they added a ton of power to the Panigale, and I'm still kind of like, that bike is way too freaking expensive. And who needs 230, 240 horsepower? It's weird, man. It's fucking weird.